Welcome back. I am Pratap here. Today is 15th February 2024. In this video, let us find the stocks that are supporting bullish and bearish trade setup for monthly income trade and a weekly income trade. A small announcement, please. If this is your first visit to our channel, please understand we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. And all the training lessons are available in our YouTube playlist, Supply Demand Zone Price Action course. I have provided the link to this playlist in this YouTube video description. So by clicking the link, you will get into this page. And after that, scroll down to the bottom of this page. And here, starting from lesson 1.1, all the videos are placed in an order. So please go through all these videos and strengthen your skills related to supply demand zone price action. It is a complete free training. I have also provided the link to our Telegram channel in this YouTube video description. Please join in the Telegram channel so that each time when we release a new video, we will provide an update in that channel. Now let us get into report generation. First, let us generate a bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. So in monthly income trade, our LTF time frame, that is nothing but entry time frame, is daily. So entry time frame is daily. Because it is a bullish trade setup, our entry zone should be demand zone. And in bullish or bearish trade setup parameter, on daily time frame, we are selecting bullish. And now we will generate. Now all the stocks that are supporting bullish trade setups are displayed here. Because the list is very big. Let me scroll down. And I will be giving you only few seconds time. Otherwise the length of the video will be increasing. And what you can do, you can pause the video when you want to refer any particular stock. And after that you can proceed further. That means total 102 stocks are supporting bullish trade setup. Because the list is big, it may not be possible for us to analyze all these 102 stocks. So that's why let us reduce this list by adding some more parameters. So what I do, the first parameter should be the test count should be 0. That means let us look for the zones having a test count 0. They are fresh zones mostly. Because rejection count also, if you set 0, then you will get 100% fresh zones. But I don't want to set rejection count 0. The reason is sometimes the rejection count gives, rejection count is a very important price action close. And it indicates a strong order flow in that particular zone. That's why I'm setting only test count 0. For that, go back to the strategy builder. There, just scroll down to a parameter called test count. See the last parameter in this page, test count. So on daily time frame, I am setting 0, 0. Minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means only the zones having test count 0 will be filtered. So let me click on top-down strategy. Now all these stocks are having test count 0 on demand zone. Because we set this parameter for demand zone. Our entry zone type is demand zone. Now scroll down. Now 60 stocks are filtered. From 102, the list is reduced to 60. But still, 60 is a big number. What could be the best choice to filter further? We want more money, right? When we want more money, the reward should be more. So because this is a monthly income trade, let us set the stocks that are having a minimum 5% reward. So the last column in this report is reward. So the demand zone reward should be a minimum 5%. So for that, I will go back to the strategy builder. There is a parameter called minimum range. The last parameter in this page. the minimum range. This minimum range is nothing but distal line to distal line range or distal line to all-time high range. So on daily time frame, I am setting the value 5. So that means between demand zone and the supply zone or between demand zone and all-time high, minimum 5% reward should be there. Now let me filter. See, now all these stocks are having a minimum of 5%. A minimum. Maximum can be anything. Some stocks are having even 14%. So total 37 stocks are filtered. So it's a big list again. So that's why from this list, because we want immediate trades. So let us find the stocks that are very near to the zone, near to the demand zone. So first what we will generate multiple reports for this parameter. There is a parameter called maximum price percent to reach the zone. What is the maximum percent to reach? So let me set 1% on daily time frame. I am setting 1. 1 indicates all the stocks should be near 1% to the demand zone. The price would have been closed today, which is near 1%, within 1%. Are there any stocks? Because those stocks, there are high chances to get an entry tomorrow. So no stocks are there. So what we do, we will increase the percent to 2%. Within 2%, any stocks are there. The maximum price percent to reach. So I'm changing 1% to 2%. Now let us filter again. Now two stocks are filtered. IGL and Indigo, they are within 2% to the demand zone. But look into the LTF price direction. Signal type indicates LTF price direction. Currently, they are moving from demand zone, LTF demand zone to LTF supply zone, IGL. And Indigo is moving from LTF demand zone to all-time high. So if the prices turn back tomorrow, then only we get an entry. Otherwise, the price might be flying tomorrow. So that's why we don't know whether they turn back and we get an entry or not. But all these zones are fresh zones. So that's why what we do, we will try to find some more stocks by increasing the percentage. Now we will set a minimum percent to reach the zone as the 3%. So currently 2% we set, I'm changing 2 to 3%. Now one more stock is added, Godrej Properties, but that is also moving towards all-time high. So now let us increase the percentage to 4%. So I'm changing 3 to 4%. Now the list is filtered 8 stocks. But in this list, all these stocks are moving either towards the supply zone or they are moving towards the all-time high. None of these stocks are moving towards the demand zone. So what I can do, let me change the percent to 4%, the 4% to 5%. Maximum we can filter up to 5% because our minimum reward is 5%. 10 stocks. So if all these stocks are either moving towards the supply zone or all-time high, if there is any reverse in the price direction, we will get a chance. Maybe you may get few stocks if you reduce the reward 5% to maybe a 4% or 3.5%. That could be another reason. So let me set reward to 4% only. Because already we got a list for above 5%. Now what I do, only between 4 and 5%. We'll see any stocks are there. Within 4% minimum reward. All the previous stocks, for some more stocks will be added here. 2 stocks are added, 2 more stocks. See the stocks having reward 4%. These two are filtered. Cipla moving towards the all-time high, and another one is Power Grid moving towards the all-time high. So not much luck to find stocks moving towards the demand zone. Yesterday's list we found few stocks moving towards the demand zone. I don't know whether any of those, because I didn't look into these stocks. Maybe those who looked into yesterday's report, please put them in the comment section. You got entry in any of the stocks. Okay, let's go back. And this is about bullish trade setup. Now let us generate for bearish trade setup. So entry time frame should be daily. So this is a bearish trade setup for MIT, monthly income trade. And the entry zone should be supply zone. And bullish or bearish trade setup on daily time frame. Now I am selecting bearish. Let us filter. One stock is filtered, currently supporting bearish trade setup. And moreover, prices also moving towards the supply zone. But we have a very good reward. It is moving towards the supply zone. So the current price is 487. Zone low should be the entry, that is 526. Nearly 39 to 40 rupees should fell down. Then only we get an entry in this stock. So probably, I don't know, tomorrow you will get an entry, I'm not sure. But maybe 1 or 2 days you need to wait. Currently, this is the only one stock supporting bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Now let us look for weekly income trade, bullish and bearish setups. First, let us look into weekly income trade, bullish trade setup. In weekly income trade, entry zone, that is the LTF time frame, should be 75 minutes. Because it is a bullish trade setup, entry zone should be demand zone. And in bullish or bearish trade setup parameter, this time 75 minutes, I am selecting the value bullish. Now again we got a big list. Let me scroll down the stocks for our reference purpose. If any of your favorite stocks are there, you can look into them. I'll be giving you only few seconds. You have to pause the video. Let me scroll down. Again, I'm scrolling down. So total 65 stocks are filtered. All these 65 stocks are supporting a bullish trade setup in weekly income trade. Now let us filter these stocks by setting the test count to 0, fresh zones. But remember, when we set test count to 0, there are higher chances you will be missing high liquidity zones. So test count in this parameter on 75 minutes time frame, I am setting 0, 0, minimum 0, maximum 0. So now in the for all that is these 75 minutes demand zone, test count is 0. Now let us see how many stocks are filtered. Let me scroll down. So 42 stocks are filtered now. Now let us filter based on the reward, because it is a weekly trade setup. Now let us look for a minimum 3% reward. Minimum. Maximum could be anything. So let me go back. In the strategy builder, the minimum range. This is a distal line to distal line range, nothing but reward. So 75 minutes I am setting 3%. Now the list is reduced to 22. Now all these 22 stocks are supporting. They're all fresh zones, bullish trade setup, and the minimum reward 3%. So you can look into your favorite stocks from this list, or if you want to know the stocks near 1% or near 2% or maximum up to 3%, any stocks are there, let us look into them. Because there are higher chances to get an entry tomorrow if you find any stocks. So what I am doing, maximum price percent to reach the zone, the last parameter in this space. For this parameter and 75 minutes time frame, I am setting 1%. So one stock, SBI Life, even yesterday also I think we got this stock. SBI Life is there, filtered, which is 1% near to the zone. If price turn back tomorrow and get into the demand zone, you will get an entry. But remember, already it is having 2 rejections. That means this demand zone is looking very strong. You need to find you in the zone properly. Okay, now let us set 2% to within stocks within 2% to 75 minutes demand zone. So I am setting the value 1% to 2%. 3 stocks, 2 more stocks are added, Petronet and Titan. They are also moving towards either supply zone or all-time high. Now maximum 3%, last report. Within 3%, how many stocks are filtered? That means if stock fell down by 3%, tomorrow we'll get an entry. So 12 stocks are filtered. From the 22 stocks, 12 stocks are filtered. Check any stocks moving towards the demand zone. Yes, supply is moving towards the demand zone. If it fell down by 3%, tomorrow we'll get an entry. And Godrej property is also moving towards the demand zone. Moreover, it is a high liquidity demand zone and a fresh zone. IOC is also moving towards the demand zone. This is also high liquidity zone. And Torrent Pharma is also moving towards the demand zone. So currently these 75 minutes stocks are moving towards the demand zone. It doesn't mean other stocks we won't get the entry. Sometimes what happens, the other stocks also all of a sudden they change the direction, they come to the demand zone and immediately again they start moving up. That means we get an entry. Immediately we have to catch that stock. Okay, now the last report, bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. So entry time frame should be 75 minutes for a weekly income trade LTF zone and bearish trade setup. So I am selecting entry zone as a supply zone. And in this parameter, bullish or bearish trade setup, 75 minutes, I am selecting bearish. Let us filter. These 6 stocks are filtered. Now it is easy for you to study these stocks. Don't require any further filter. If at all anything need to filter, pierced zone we will remove from this list. Let me set pierced count 0 because we don't trade on pierced zones. So I am setting pierced count for 75 minutes 0, 0. Now 4 stocks are there. See, this is the pierced count for supply zone, not for the demand zones, because our entry zone is supply zone. So this is about stocks that are currently supporting bullish trade setup and bearish trade setup for monthly income trade and weekly income trade. Hope this information is useful to you for our further study and analysis. Let us all meet again in our next video. Thank you.